Hey, this is Kat Haley on the 10 spot. I'm sitting here right now with Kevin and Frankie Jonas. What's going on, guys?
Hello,
Yo, yo,
hello.
yo.
Yo, welcome. All right. So they've got this new show out called Claim to Fame. And we got a couple questions for you guys. First off, how did this show come about?
It's pretty wild, actually. When people hear about it, they're like, "What in the world am I about to get into?" So they approached me and Frankie Franklin to get into the show, which is really cool.
Yeah.
To host, which was great. Something I love to do, something I've really wanted to do more of. So I was like, definitely in. And then they said, "We want to have you do it with Frankie." And I was like, "I love this even more." So it was a great way for us to spend a lot of time together, work together. Last time we
Yeah.
worked together was 2008 in this little movie called Camp Rock 2. So
Yeah.
not quite 2010s, but almost there.
Yeah.
But so that was the last time we worked together. So it's been really rewarding.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't done a lot of hosting, and when they came to me and said, "Hey, would you possibly be interested in hosting a show with your brother?"
Yeah.
I did whatever I could and jumped up and down and screamed from every rooftop I could until someone let me do it.
Awesome. I'm curious, if you, in your own words, for anybody that's not fully aware of the show yet, describe how you would explain to a friend what is the show about.
Cool. So we put 12 people in a house together. They are all related to a celebrity, but the people playing the game don't know who the other players are related to. They've got to try to figure it out. And if you can keep your relative's identity a secret the whole time, you win the $100,000. But if you get found out or someone guesses your celebrity relative, you are gone and kicked out of this nice little house we put them in the Hollywood Hills.
So what are some ways that they could find out who they are? There are different types of games and things to figure out who the celebrity they're related to is.
So we had an incredible prop department who put clues in every corner of the house, whether they're red herrings or actual clues to people's relatives, you have to find out for yourself. And every day we do these challenges, which in the challenges there are clues galore as to everyone's identity. And if you pay attention to the challenges, you can really get a leg up in the game.
Cool. Okay, so as you guys being co-hosts, first off, Frankie, kind of like what you said, I've never really been into this this type of world. Did you ever see yourself potentially getting into a kind of world where you got to host something?
I did not see myself as a competition reality show host in the next 5 years of my life, but I'm very glad that I did because, just like you'll see on the show if you watch, all of these contestants, they blossom and they grow and they find their own and they find their claim to fame. And what was awesome for me was I went along that journey too, and I got to really find my way and my voice doing this. And I was so lucky that Kevin was there to just keep me afloat the whole time. And I could look at him and say, "Hey, whoa, reel me in or push me. What do you want? What are you thinking?" And it was just such a blast. And I feel coming out of it so proud that we were able to make what we made. And it was just a great time.
Awesome. Okay, one thing I was curious about is because these people are all in the house together for a while, did you see people maybe after the show walk out of it as good friends or maybe walk out of it romantically, somebody into somebody else?
It's wild though. There was a lot of, they came into a similar circumstance. They're all related to someone famous. So they kind of walked into it thinking, I'm going to make a lot of friends here. And then turns out a lot of people were there just to play a game and they didn't care to make friends. So they didn't know how much to trust in a lot of, it was weird, this weird balance of they were becoming really close, but coming close by a lie. So it was very weird and kind of odd, but at the same time it worked. And I think they did become friends. We saw a couple of them afterwards. They actually came to our show in Vegas, which was really fun. And they were hanging out together. So they must have liked each other enough to hang out after the fact.
I can totally understand that. It's weird. It's a competition. You want to win, you want to get the prize.
Exactly.
But you're also well, I'm going to be here for a bit. So let's have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Must make the best of it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So for these contestants, is their goal, would you say, or at least for majority of them, to afterwards potentially start a business, become an influencer? Are they trying to, from this, make a business excursion out of it?
Yeah.
I would say not really. I think that once you watch and you see these stories that these people come into the show with, there is so much heart to it and there's so many layers beyond, I think, personal gain in that way. I think that in a lot of ways, once you get to know these people, the intentions for coming on this show are vastly different than I think people are expecting.
There are some that definitely want to make something of themselves, for sure. But I would say for the most part, I agree with you, Frankie. Like it definitely, I think they just wanted to do something for themselves outside of the maybe shadow of their famous celebrity relative.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. But before we head on over to that, Frankie, what is your favorite song from the 2010s for us to get on into?
I would say, Houdini by Foster the People.
Hey, welcome back to the 10 Spot. I'm Kat Haley, and I'm hanging out with Kevin and Frankie Jonas right now to talk about their new show, Claim to Fame. So, okay, the show is following right after The Bachelorette, and I have to ask, like, I'm a huge fan. Literally, I go over to my parents' house, like 30 minutes away from me, all the time on Mondays, go watch it, have wine night with my mom. It's our show.
It's a great time. The Bachelorette nights, Bachelor nights, they're amazing. It's our guilty pleasure at our house. I know, Frankie, it is for you too.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, it's an honor to be following the Bachelor season here.
I have to ask for both of you guys then. Okay, do you guys have a favorite Bachelor or Bachelorette? Doesn't matter, from like any of the seasons.
JoJo.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. My favorite version of the show is Bachelor in Paradise. It's just so ridiculous and so absurd and so just over the top. It's just too much.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's wonderful.
Selfishly, Ashley, who was on the show, who was a huge Jonas Brothers fan forever, and actually literally that was her header, says biggest Jonas Brothers fan underneath. That was she's been a long time fan, but friend at this point, and like her and now her husband, and they just had a kid, so congratulations to them. But like they met on the show and Bachelor in Paradise, and you know they did the damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, so now this is from the perspective for Kevin. You've now worked with your other brothers. Now you've worked with Frankie, who's more fun to work with.
Oh gosh, you know it's Franklin all the time. You know, well the two guys I have to work with them. I get to work with Frankie.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
Kevin, with Frankie like getting into this newer space, Frankie, did you have a lot of jitters? If so, how did Kevin like walk you through that? Were you nervous?
I was terrified. I did watch right the day before I flew to LA to record this. I watched the season finale of Love Is Blind, and the end of that is a huge get together where they all start screaming at each other.
Oh my God!
And
yes.
all I could think about was, oh, I can't do that. I can't be in that room. I can't be the guy who's communicating between these people. And then I got there, and pretty quickly Kevin was like, yeah, we're never going to have to do that on this show. I think you're okay.
And then we did. And then
we did. And, but that was fine.
It was wonderful, actually. You'd be surprised how intense people get when they've been like truly stuck in a space together and they start believing something, and then they believe that they have a friend, and that friend turns around and like just totally stabs you in the back. It gets amazing how quickly people get vicious, and it's like a pressure cooker, and it's really fun to be a part of, and also not have any stakes in other than just to get to ask really prying questions that make them go even more nuts.
Not to mention there's just a big stack of $100,000 on the table at all points.
Yeah, there's that too.
There's that
just
as
casually.
well.
Well, okay, the question about you saying like, oh my God, I had like little jitters at first. I watched that. I was freaking out. But we have to bring this up, Frankie. Like, obviously, I'm really into TikTok too. Like, I know you're super into it, but you're not afraid to post on there like stupid stuff. And like, I mean, neither am I. But why are you not scared to like post whatever the heck you want on there? But maybe then walked into this. Like, do you not view them the same way at all?
Because I think TikTok really, that whole space, it does, it gives light to the original, to the unique, to these people who are just trying to be their honest, authentic selves. But then to come on and host a primetime television show, I have to clean up a little bit, and that is difficult for me historically. So it was definitely a moment of like, oh, this is like a professional gig versus like, oh, I can make a fart joke for a day, and that's my job. Like, you know. Yeah.
Got it. No, I actually saw that TikTok. You're like, I just fart all day, every day, like 24/7.
It's true.
Okay. Kevin, what is your favorite song for the 2010s that we should get into right now?
Oh, wow. I would have to say 2010s, Adele, Rolling in the Deep.
Heyo, it's Kat Haley on the 10 Spot. I'm with Kevin and Frankie Jonas right now talking about their brand new show called Claim to Fame. Okay, so we were just talking about Frankie's TikTok, and you're not scared to post on TikTok, on TV, in front of millions of people. You're a little more scared. But one thing I did see on your TikTok, but I'm curious. Well, now I can see you face to face, so it's a little different. you always had the mustache first. So then somebody commented like, what's up with the stash? But now it's cool because of Top Gun with everybody out there getting mustaches. Are you upset that you like started this first and now it's a cool thing?
Yeah, you know, the creepy stash, I started growing it right at the beginning of quarantine, and I was like committed to it for the ironic bit. And now it's like, wow, I could have been cool back then, but everyone was making fun of me. And now I'm just sitting here with my tail between my legs. But no, I'll take it. I'll appreciate it. See, now I'm going for more of a scruff. See, I've elevated from the mustache to the rest of the cheeks. That's next. That's Top Gun 2.
I feel like I've always thought like, guys, if you can rock a mustache, like you're doing it for the comedic effect, and that's what makes it hot, because it's like, oh, he doesn't like give a crap about what nobody else thinks. Like he's just trying to be stupid. But now it's like,
I think his stash is coming back in a big way. You know,
it is.
They did a good job, but at the same time, beyond Top Gun, I think it's been a thing for a minute now, and Frankie was the first to put his stamp on.
I like that
his face.
In the last season, they say that the last season of New Girl was the best prediction of the future for 2020 because everyone had mustaches in that last season of the show.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
Yeah.
All of this has clearly been like, yeah, we're having fun talking about the mustache stuff, but the whole point of the interview is we are talking about the show Claim to Fame. So episode 2 airs tonight after The Bachelorette on ABC. I'm just curious, do you have any embarrassing filming stories from on set? Like any that are crazy that you could share?
The whole thing was pretty wild to be a part of. You know, we got on set every single day and got kind of updated on what was going on. And now that people have seen the first episode, or if you haven't, you guys should check it out. But something wild happens in the first episode. So the person we were supposed to eliminate is not the person we eliminate. Ooh, spoiler.
Spoilers.
So is because someone cheated in the game. It's pretty wild to watch. So it does go back to regular scheduled programming on the second episode, which is wonderful. But it's just these players are all so different. And man, do they know how to tell a story, good or bad.
Did anything embarrassing happen to either of you guys? Like, oh my God.
I had one prima donna moment that I look back on and I'm like, ugh, I wish I hadn't acted like that. But I mean, I will say it was when I had to wear Kevin's pants and I learned just how tight they were.
Okay, there's a point in one of the shows, like, do they show that?
That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
I'm just going to say my pants are not that tight. Maybe you're just, bigger than me.
Thick thighs save lives.
No. Honestly, Frankie has always been the tallest of the brothers and the bigger of us all. He could take us all out. So it just is going to be what it is.
Oh, really? Wow. Frankie the fighter. Okay.
Fair enough.
This is okay. Frankie question. What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever done to you as the sibling of the Jonas brothers? Like from that perspective.
I mean, when we were, a lot of it was when I was younger, like the crazy stories of being, they were like, they lived the Beatles moment for a minute and we were just traveling and I was like this kid and we'd be in like a minivan leaving a venue and a crowd of people would find out which minivan we're in and open up the trunk and try and like get in and like my mom would have to...
Trauma is real.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if this question's going the way you thought. This is going to be funny.
That's not what I was expecting.
This is getting real dark, real fast.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something like, this one girl said to me like blah blah blah, like something weird, but no, instead childhood trauma.
Yeah. Let's get real.
It's not all butterflies and rainbows.
It's all fun and games.
As I close out this interview with you guys, I've seen little previews for the show where they do 2 truths and a lie. I want to know, what are your 2 truths and a lie? And I'm gonna have to guess for both of you guys which one's the lie. All right.
Frank, you want to go?
Okay. I played professional Tetris in high school. I boxed. I was a tournament boxer for 4 years, and I spoke fluent Klingon in middle school.
What's fluent Klingon?
Like it's a language from Star Trek.
Oh my!
The fact that she had to ask is why I love this interview. She's like, huh?
Like I
don't even know what Tetris is
make
either.
As many niche references in this interview as I can.
Oh
I'm like,
my God.
Okay.
How do we confuse you further?
Okay, I'm gonna guess that you didn't play Tetris.
No, I did. It was Klingon.
You don't speak the Klingon.
I don't anymore, but I did in elementary school, not middle school.
Oh my God. Okay,
so hyper specific.
Wow.
That's how you win 2 truths and a lie.
That is. It is.
Okay, Kevin.
All right, 2 truths and a lie. I have performed for 4 different presidents. I grew up in Wyckoff, New Jersey. and I do not have salt, pepper, ketchup on my Taylor ham, egg, and cheese bagel in the morning.
Okay, I think it's going to be something where you're screwing with me, where instead of 4 presidents, it's like 3.
That's exactly right.
Was I right?
That's
really?
exactly right.
And that's the one he uses like almost every interview.
Because people are like, that makes sense, right? 4, I guess, maybe. Yeah, there you go.
Great job.
All right,
done.
I want to give you guys my 2 twos in a line.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it.
Yeah,
just for fun. I always have the same ones. Okay, I've skydived in a banana suit. I've kissed Post Malone, and I've thrown up in the Vatican.
I think the lie is, or the 2 truths. I think the lie is the banana suit.
I think it's Post Malone.
I have not kissed Post Malone. Yeah. Well, all right.
I wouldn't put it past him. So I was just,
All right, it's been so nice interviewing you guys today. Thank you so much. Everybody go watch Claim to Fame tonight. Episode 2 is coming on. And thanks so much, guys. Have a good time. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.